So, in regards to these two big reality shows on Bravo TV, both good, both compelling, but which one is actually better? Summer House on Bravo or Southern Hospitality? Okay, now listen, Summer House, which I've been watching since season one, and it's went through a wide variety of ups and downs and growth, and I guess, now a little bit of a scandal by way of West. Oh, West, oh, West, oh, West, and Amanda, and what they did to Sierra. And Kyle's also in the mix of it all, and it's just a lot of a lot of a lot. And I think of that particular thing, and I think of that particular show and the buzz behind it. It is huge, much like Vanderpump Rules, Scandival, Tom Scandival with Rachel Raquel crossing over their deceptiveness to Ariana, who's now, doing well with her career and host of Love Island and all that stuff. This is the closest thing. So Summer House now has its own version of that type of scandal. Sierra, West, Amanda. It's always funny because it's always like Team Sierra. I'm like, well, yes, but also like no one's saying Team Amanda. Like it's just not. I've never. Who's like, making this. Oh yes, it's all about Amanda and her ways to get what she wants. No, I don't even think not Rosie, what's her name? I don't even think Kelsey, who is a little bit of a man eater, let's say, I don't even think she would be like, oh yeah, Team Amanda, she did what she had to do, she got what she wanted. No, like nobody's Team Amanda, unfortunately. And not even saying Amanda is right or wrong, but it's like the concept of like Team Amanda, Team Sierra. No, basically everyone is Team Sierra. Like that's just what it's gonna be because you never want to, break that girl code in terms of the show. But anyways, I say all that to say Summer House is the big show. Absolutely. Big show, big show. Success. Absolutely. But then it made me think, are people also sleeping on Bravo TV's other hit reality show, Southern Hospitality? I just want to say, don't sleep on Southern Hospitality. This group right here, Mia, Lake, Michaels, the amazing Maddie, along with her boyfriend, Joey Bottles. Like, this is the greatest. Leva originally came from the TV show Southern Charm, and this is like her own version of maybe like a Vanderpump Rules. But we also know that a Vanderpump Rules format and formula doesn't always work. Like, did it work for the E Channel? The E Channel used to have a show that sort of followed the same premise for, I think it was called Meet Me at the Abbey or something of that nature. MTV used to also have a show that was similar with Lindsay Lohan, and Lindsay Lohan, they were in Greece, I believe. Yes, they were in Greece, and it was a similar kind of situation to Vanderpump Rules, but it never really worked. That's the thing, is it never really worked. That formula is a strong formula. Lisa Vanderpump, she's done it with Vanderpump Villa, but it's never really actually worked. And this is so funny because Southern Hospitality, it feels like on Bravo TV, it is actually and finally working, which is also really cool. Now, what do I like about Southern Hospitality as I compare it to Summer House? I just think the show is so entertaining. I think the cast members at this, season 4, there's enough different things going on and on where the arguments don't seem set up. A lot of times you watch these shows and it is reality TV. It's a lower art form, that's for sure, lowbrow, but you watch it because it's fun and it's a way to just laugh for a little bit or like be enticed by the drama. But you basically know the cast members are not really friends, they're not really hanging out, and then when it's like go time, they argue. So the takeaway from it isn't really, the stakes aren't really there. But with this group, I mean, you've got Lake, who's in her early 20s, you got TJ, who's like 35, but then had some interest with Michaels, and then Michaels is like, kind of falling for him at the time, and then TJ's like, no, I want something more serious. TJ's, of course, working at the place that they work is called Republic, as a bartender, but he's trying to like build out his own business. Like I said, Maddie and Joe are just so incredible, and then like Justin is new on the scene, and Justin's like dating Charlie from Southern Charm. It's just like all of the interesting dynamics are just absolutely the most intriguing thing, and it's just really funny to see just the continuous back and forth. But I feel like the back and forth really are a huge level of actually being petty. Now, when you watch Summer House, it's a bigger show, but like with 10 years of experience, as much as I've loved Lindsay since season one, it's not set up because Lindsay is authentic and I've always liked her since season one. But by season 10, everyone knows what to do. They know how to push the button, so to speak, in terms of the edit. They know what they do and how they do it. This is going to kind of go and, you'll see it in a quick clip on a vertical, a reel or, on one of the social media platforms. You'll see these interesting, moments. Like they just know how to make TV that way. Whereas Southern Hospitality, I think they're just interesting and then they're making that kind of TV. Do you see the difference? I feel like Summer House cast, they're a little bit older and they're a little bit more doing a TV show. Southern Hospitality really is closest to, like, they all work at this restaurant, not all of them, but they all work at this restaurant. That's the premise, on King Street in Charleston, South Carolina. And it's like, enough to be like, well, I don't like you, Mia, because you told such and such. It's just so good. Now, here's the best thing too. And again, I'm not saying that Summer House is better, but I am saying don't sleep on Southern Hospitality. Here's what I'm going to say what makes the show good, and then I'll shut up, and then we could talk about what is basically ranked as the better show. Because I think a lot of people want to make it like it's just Summer House because it's more popular. Just because something's more popular doesn't mean it's better. Here's what I'll say. Here's my take it home, Ronnie. Take it home. Southern Hospitality is good because I'd like to think Maddie is the star of the show, but why do I feel like it turns out that Mia is also the star of the show? Mia she is, but then she's also had a couple of moments where she wasn't really like as prominent in the show at the very beginning. Not at the very beginning. She was at the beginning when she worked at the restaurant, but then she'd go do pageants, and she wasn't like always I guess you would say like a full-time. But Mia is the most interesting. And Mia crosses over with Summer House because Mia and West, some stuff had happened. I really do want to encourage anybody who loves Summer House and thinks because it's the most popular, like it's great. And a lot of times these shows that are really popular, years before, I've been watching Summer House since season one, I'd be like, oh, it's such a good show, such a good show. I like the premise. The premise is good. I think the premise is so entertaining because it is hit the ground running, hit the pavement hard for your work during the week, and then going to a summer share. It is a great thing. But I remember being like such a fan of this show, Summer House, and it really didn't get the buzz. And all of a sudden now it's got the buzz. So I know that viewership sometimes goes to popularity. So I just want to say that yes, Summer House is the bigger show, much more popular, guaranteed. The amount of money Sierra is going to make in this particular situation is going to be much like Ariana. She's going to have a career just like Ariana. But please don't mistake the concept that Southern Hospitality is that much further behind. They're both really good shows, and I do like to call myself a reality TV expert. What skill set is that's worth anything? It's not really worth anything, but trust me, Southern Hospitality is a huge show. Which show on Bravo is your favorite? And also, as reality TV, as entertaining as it once was, which premise, which format is good? I watched Survivor for the first time, season 50, season 50 of Survivor. And that was more reality competition versus like the premise of a docuseries. So where is the landscape of reality TV? That's number one. And number two, like what is the best show? Is it Summer House? Is it Southern Hospitality? Or is it something else? Or has the genre itself come to an end? I think it's mindless, fun television. You get to laugh, you get to see the drama, it's enticing, but I don't think the genre is over, but I feel like I wish the genre would focus more on the interpersonal successes and setbacks within self and then within the other cast members, and sort of have a format of why they're all together, much like working at the Restaurant Republic or the Club Republic for Southern Hospitality. Just getting a bunch of people together sometimes and being like, go. I don't really think that's the greatest future for reality TV, but I also don't think something like Love Island that is so formula based, it's like they get mad at each other, but I'm like, how would they get mad at each other when they specifically are told, go, here's the challenge, and the challenges are very, spicy and enticing to, hook up and go on this, Love Island is not my favorite show by any means. So I always find it funny that I'm like, well, they make them kind of be partying pretty hard, of course there's going to be people crying, but it's like that's the nature of it. So the crying, it shouldn't be that serious, but it seems like it is. And people love that show. I don't love that show. Love Island is not a show for me. But yeah, let's break it all down and talk about reality TV. Its success, and if it's going to continue to rise, or is it gone forever, or is it revamping? But I tell you one thing: enjoy your summer house, but definitely do not sleep on Southern hospitality on Bravo TV.